So today we're going to do a review lesson on multiplying and dividing integers. So for this example, we're just going to try out a few before we summarize what are rules that we want to follow. Okay, for the first one, when you take a negative 3 times negative 12, your solution would be a positive 36. Because you multiply the numbers and then evaluate the signs. 2 negatives will equal a positive, as well as 2 positives equaling a positive. For the second one, 1 negative and 1 positive will give a negative solution. And the last one, with the zero property, anything times 0 is 0. So let's try division. Similar rules apply. When we take a negative divided by a negative, we will get a positive solution. Same signs will equal a positive solution. When we have a positive divided by a negative, we'll have a negative solution. And then 0 divided by 9, a positive number or a negative number, would always give 0. 0 divided by any number will give 0. What if this were reversed and the 0 and the 9 were in different places and we had 9 divided by 0? Do you know how to deal with that? Okay, in math, dividing by 0 is undefined because there would be no number or integer or anything that we could multiply by 0 to get the quantity of 9. Many of you are familiar with what Siri had to say on this topic this summer, but in case you missed it, here we go. What is 0 divided by 0?
Imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See, it doesn't make sense. And Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies, and you are sad that you have no friends.
Thank you, Siri. That was a really useful explanation. Basically, we want to summarize the rules. So we've already talked about that if we have the same sign in multiplying and dividing, the numbers have the same sign, whether both positive or both negative, the answer will always be positive. So positive times a positive equals a positive. Negative times a negative equals a positive. Positive divided by positive equals positive. And positive, negative divided by negative equals a positive. All right, with unlike signs, you will have a negative solution. So whether it's a positive times a negative or a negative times a positive, if you have a, so I guess a negative times a positive, just to write it consistently, positive divided by a negative, and a negative divided by a positive. That's some shorthand there. Okay, in this example, we have the low monthly temperatures from June to November at McMurdo Station in Antarctica. We're going to find the mean of the temperatures, and if you recall, finding the mean is finding an average, which means you take a sum or add them all up, so we're putting together what we've done the last couple days, and then dividing by the number of numbers or temperatures. When I look at all of these temperatures, and because we are talking about low temperatures, it looks like, and it's at the same place in the different months, they are all negative, which makes my integer addition pretty easy, because if they're all negative, I'm just adding the absolute values and keeping the negative sign. So I could write my solution like this. And then I'm going to divide by the number of numbers, which is 6. When I get the sum, you should find that that's a new negative 264 dividing by 6. Now I'm averaging, so I have a negative and a positive for my division, I would get a negative 44 degrees Fahrenheit. And don't forget your labels.